Alright, I'm going to try to demonstrate this tool change macro using CNCjs with the Shapeoko 3 XL. Not that any of that matters, but right now I have the end mill, well, it's zeroed out right where it is, so that's at X0, Y0, Z0, and I didn't actually like zero with a probe or anything, but I got it between, well, it's really close to the top of the, or to the surface of the wood here. This is 2.5 thou, 2.5 thousandths of an inch feeler gauge, and my 3 thou will not fit through. So we're talking, you know, that's like a difference of 1/10 of a millimeter. I'm sorry, 100th of a millimeter. All right. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm not going to run a job just for sake of time, and I got my makeshift tripod here. But I'm going to just do some I'll run the tool change. Even though it's at 0, the after the macro, it'll go back to wherever it was in the job. So in CNCjs, I'm clicking on the play button next to my macro, and a box pops up and says run macro, and at the bottom it says run, so I'm going to select run. And that takes my the machine to a probing location, basically just waiting for you to hook up your probing wires. And you can use anything conductive, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the thickness of this thing down here, as long as it doesn't move between the two end mills when you do the tool change. Alright, in CNCjs, it has program pause, and once everything's ready, you're going to click continue. And by ready, I mean you got the wires hooked up, and then it starts the slow tool change jog. And I messed this up before. I'm going to lower my dust shoe stuff so nothing binds. Got it caught on the router cord one time. It's going to do a little double tap probe here. And basically what it did there is it just recorded the Z height. The macro just records the Z height, or stores the Z height that it was when it hit the probe. Now we're at a tool change location. So I'm going to go ahead and switch this out to a shorter end mill. It doesn't matter if it's shorter or longer, the macro would still work. And I had this process was a little bit longer. I went to a different location, X and Y as well. And then I realized that was kind of unnecessary for my machine. So I'm going to put this up there quite a ways, so we should get a pretty significant difference in the length of the tool. And I don't even know if the video is seeing any of this, but if it is, you can tell that there's a pretty significant difference in the length of those tools. So that was there's my tool change, went to a much shorter 1/8 inch end mill. And CNCjs, same kind of message, says program pause. I'm going to hit continue. Now it's back, that was my tool change location, now it's back to a probing location. And I kind of added these little steps in here originally. In case I forgot to hook up wires, it would do one more step, and then I'd be like, oh yeah, I forgot to do something. So now I'm going to go ahead and probe. I'm going to click continue again. And so when it does the probe this time, it's going to get that Z height again, and it's just going to take the difference between the two, and through G code, it's a G43.1. It's going to apply a tool length offset to make sure I don't touch my other stuff here. And after it applies that offset, it'll go resume the job wherever it was. So now we're at the point just to remove the probing stuff, and then we're ready to continue the job. I'm going to continue, and I should end up back where I was. We'll do X and Y first, and then drop Z. And I'm going to check again. So, yeah, there's the, I don't know, my hand's in the way. There's the 2.5 thou, and that 3 is not going to go. So we're within 1/100th of a millimeter there. Well, I'd say less than that, less than 100th of a millimeter. And at this point, like, I would start the router before it goes back to that spot, and it would just continue. In CNCjs, you'd actually hit the play button up at the top, and you're kind of prompted to do that, and it'll just continue the job after that tool change command in your G code. Hope this helps someone.